Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Rick Utzer here with AirgunWeb and Gateway to Airguns, and we have what I hope to be a very interesting and educational video for you guys. We have something on the table which I guess should not be allowed to maintain. I'm just kidding. It's a firearm, all right? So we got a 22 long rifle here, and we have our Daystate Huntsman Revere. This is an awesome air gun. That's a fun little firearm. We're not going to do a versus video. That's not what this is about. This is about talking about the pros and cons of each and where each one has its place. But for you guys out there that shoot a lot of firearms and want to know more about air guns and how they fit, this video is really for you guys. Let's get started. All right, so before we get started, definitely want to say a huge thank you to Airguns of Arizona. They're helping us pull this video together. They are sponsors of both GTA and AirgunWeb, so huge thank you to those guys. They provided the Huntsman Revere a couple years ago, and we have been shooting this airgun. It's super fun, very accurate, just a really great airgun package. This is actually the We the Plinkers package, so it comes with everything, the scope, the moderator, the rifle, just really nice, and in a really nice case too. So super nice package. So if you guys, especially you firearms guys that may stumble across this video, if you're looking to get into airgunning, definitely check out Airguns of Arizona. So what are we going to do today? Well, I'm going to take this away for a minute because we already have a ton of videos on this gun. If you want to see them, we've got a bunch. Maybe Cheryl can put a link to some of them in the video description. Let me pull this away. We're going to talk a little bit about the firearm and some of the differences. Let's get going. Okay, guys. As I said earlier, this is not going to be a versus video because I am not one of those guys that says air guns can replace firearms. They actually can't. I mean, they are fun to shoot. If you're just target shooting, you can shoot with an air gun, you can shoot with a firearm. They both have their place, right? This is not a video about one or the other. What it's more about is how you as a firearms guy or gal may want to take a look at air guns to supplement your trigger time, really. I am very fortunate. I live out here in the middle of nowhere. Well, it's not nowhere, but it's maybe just left of nowhere. But we are 20 miles from the interstate, and that's where you're going to go anywhere. So we're literally, you get off the interstate, go 18.5 miles north, and that's where we are. There's nothing out here. So I have my own range. It's wonderful. It's awesome. I have steel targets, paper targets, nice big berms. I can shoot whatever I want here, and I don't have neighbors that are going to come complaining, and I don't have law enforcement that's going to come banging down my door either. So for me to pull out my 22 long rifle or my 223 or my 30-06 or whatever, not a big deal. I can come out here and do that basically anytime I want. It's awesome. Not everybody can do that, right? If you want to shoot your firearm, you probably got to go to a range, right? Or you got to, you got to go somewhere to do it. That can be a little bit of a drawback if you don't have time and extra funds for gas and to go do all that. So air guns can give you the ability to shoot in your backyard if it's legal. I shot a lot, both in Cottageville and over in Lake Havasu. Lake Havasu was legal as long as you were shooting a BB gun or air gun. You captured all your projectiles. You could target shoot in your yard. You couldn't do that with firearm. So they give you more opportunities. There's also a big difference in performance. Mostly power. Accuracy actually is where air guns are going to shine most of the time. Then we could talk about cost, right? So these pellets here are about 20 bucks a tin, plus or minus. That's 500. These are about 40 bucks for 500. So these are target plinking. I mean, accuracy, whatever. I mean, they're just generic 22 long rifles. These are premium grade pellets. So these are more precision, like for true on target shooting. They compete with these kind of pellets. So these are match grade for 20 bucks, and these are generic plinking. Most of the time they shoot bullets for twice as much. So if you went to match grade, bend, all that kind of stuff for like precision shooting, well, first of all, you're not going to be using this gun. This is a Savage AccuShot, but it's got the AccuShot trigger. I think that's what they're called. It's got their nice trigger. It's something I picked up a few years ago. I probably spent $300-400 or whatever. I've got a really nice scope on it. This is the Hawke Vantage. This is Vantage 30 wide angle side focus. It's not the first focal plane. It's a 4-16. I'm going to be shooting at 10 power because our other scope on our Airgun is 10 power. So I don't want to give it too much of an advantage. Super nice scope, really good for this setup. I'm using Hawke's steel rings. These are super nice, low profile, quick disconnect or quick release, super nice rings. I haven't been able to use them on the Airguns because they just don't seem to work on Airgun frames, but they work great on this. So I'm excited to be able to use those. Yeah, just a basic 22 long rifle. It's not a match gun, right? That Airgun is more precision than it is power. This is more generic than it is precision. So they're not exactly a one-to-one. But, you know, people compare a lot of things all the time. These, you know, I can shoot a firearm. It's better than an Airgun. Well, gosh, you know, better how? Maybe yes, maybe no. Again, I don't want to talk about versus stuff. I am going to draw comparisons, and I'm going to talk about pros and cons of each. But they're really for you to be able to make your own decision, like a truly informed, objective decision, not with any bias on my part. Hopefully for you guys to learn that, hey, air guns are something I definitely want to do, or gosh, you know, I'll just stick with my firearm. However that works for you guys, I'm fine with it. Obviously, prefer to get into air guns. But if you don't, no big deal. Enough of that. Let's do some shooting, right? So we're set up. We're going to shoot this at 50, 75, and 100. I have to remember, I have Micah here. Hi, Micah. He didn't say anything, but he did wave, so he is here. He's going to help remind me that we have to move the camera on the target to the 75 and 100 so that we know what we're doing. Before we shoot steel targets, though, we're going to shoot paper because I want you guys to see what both can do on paper, right? So I've got a 5-shot magazine here. I hadn't shot this in like forever. It was cleaned before I put it away. And then I pulled it out today and we did some shooting. I put a new scope on it because I like this scope better for this. And yeah, it is, I forgot how much fun it is to shoot it. I just haven't shot my firearms in so long because I'm shooting air guns all the time. But this was a lot of fun. I'm going to turn my Crony on. Okay. And the reason I'm doing the Crony is I just want to demonstrate sort of an idea of velocity differences. And my sister will be really good to put and do the math on the performance distance. And you know, I've never actually cronied a firearm, ever. I was talking to a guy not too long ago, and he is a precision mile shooter. He shoots at a mile. And I was talking to him about some of the variations I was getting with air. And he says, man, you're getting far better than we ever get measuring our own rounds. So he was really impressed with the consistency we're getting out of like even basic regulators. So I'm curious to what kind of, because I've only never known air guns. I'm curious what are we going to get out of this. It might be interesting. Okay, I'm just going to pull up a generic profile because I don't really need to capture all of this. Rifle, there it is. We're going to shoot a rifle. And do we want to put pellets on here? We're going to select a bullet. Why not? We've got the, actually, gosh, I don't even know if these are in here. They're not. So do we add a bullet? Sure. You know, I'm going to do this. I'll be right back. All right. We're all set. We're going to take a sighter. If you notice, I'm not wearing ear protection. I don't particularly find this that loud. If you do, put some muffs on. That's up to you. If I was shooting something bigger, like 223, 308, those types of things, I would be shooting, or a handgun because they're super loud, I find. I would be wearing ear protection, but I don't find this a problem. For me, for you, be safe, okay? So let's take a sighter. The scope is super nice. Okay, I'm going to aim for the center top sighter, center middle sighter, I should say. The center sighter, second from the top. Does that make sense?
1,327.
Okay, that's shooting a little bit high.
$1,277.
Wow, that's a big spread. That's a huge spread. just so you know, for whatever reason, this is not giving me my numbers here. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to update the app, but we'll just go by, Cheryl, just use the spoken word. That'll give us what we need, hopefully. Here we go. Yeah, that first one was high. The second one was more what I was getting earlier. There it is.
1,274.
Okay.
1,273.
Let's go ahead and shoot a group. We're shooting a little to the left, so I'm going to bring us a couple clicks to the right. All right, we're going to go to the upper left bull on that paper. We'll put 5 shots in, we'll get ourselves a group, and then we're going to switch to, do we want to just, no, I'm going to switch to the air gun at 50 on paper, and then we'll switch to the steel targets. Here we go.
One 1,273. 1,258. 1,294.
Okay. Oh. I'm out. And it's stuck in the chamber. Is it in there? Oh, no, it's clear. All right, that was 3 or 4 shots. I don't remember. We're going to do 2 more just for giggles. Okay.
1,289.
Okay.
1,253.
Okay, so we have a pretty significant spread. I mean, minus the first shot. Okay, so we'll take that 13 some change out, but we're 50, 60 foot per second spread. I don't know. I'm not, unfortunately, like I said, it's not capturing the numbers like it used to. So maybe, again, I may have to update the app or something. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Just we'll work through it. Interesting. We're 1,200 and some change. I think if we did the math in my head as I've done it before, we're probably 120-ish foot-pounds. There aren't a lot of 22 cal pellet guns that will do 100 and some change foot-pounds, just so you know. There are some that exist, but there are few and far between. Most of the time, our 22 air guns are going to be between 20 and 30, maybe some touching 40 foot-pounds, but nowhere near that 120-ish plus or minus. So there's a lot of power. We're getting the supersonic crack. We're going, obviously, over speed of sound at 1,200 and some change. All right, so louder, definitely more power. If I was hunting rabbit or squirrel or something like that, you know, I've absolutely no problem. Now let's get the air gun. So maybe we'll do a switcheroo on the transition or something, and when I come back, I'll have the air gun here. Be right back. All right, and we are back. So this is my Daystate. Absolutely love this gun. Daystate Huntsman Revere, 22 caliber, 11 shot magazine. I fill it to, I couldn't find, I don't remember the manual telling me the pressure. I usually fill it to like 230 bar. So a big difference between like this and firearms for you guys. Firearms, everything you need is in the bullet, right? So a little bullet here. It's got your bullet in it. It's got your powder, got your primer because rimfire. That's all you need. Everything is that little cartridge. You don't need an air tank. You don't need any of that stuff. Yeah, so there you go. Air guns, specifically PCPs like this one, you need extra gear. So this gun is a lot more money. This gun is 12 and some change for the gun. The Plinkers package was more because it came with everything. I keep wanting to put this in for the wrong side. It came with everything you needed. The other thing with air guns, guys, you can moderate them. There's no federal law right now that restricts you being able to put an airgun suppressor on your airgun. They are for airguns only, so they can't be fitted to a firearm. So that's fortunate, or we'd be in trouble. But it's a airgun moderator. I wish you could be here to actually really get the difference and the rapport we're about to witness. But yeah, I'm just gonna take a shot. This gun is right at 30 foot-pounds. I'm shooting 15.89 grain pellets, so less than half the weight. And we're gonna do maybe, I don't know, let's see how fast we're going, but probably, I don't know, 900-ish. Let's just see here. So I'm going to take a shot, and I'm gonna move down to the sighter just below the last one we were shooting. So center column, just below the last one.
901.
I'm sorry. That's just funny to me. We go from crack to pink. I mean, literally. It's awesome. Take another shot here.
901.
That one went away on me.
902.
Okay.
907.
So let's go ahead and shoot. Top right, we'll get a 5-shot group out of this guy. The spread here is like 6. Now the other side of this equation is this is not a regulated. This is not the regulated version. Good engineering doesn't need a regulator. Daystate has exceptional engineering. So reg, not regged. If the gun's built right, it is 6 1/2 dozen the other.
906. 905. 907. 903.
Okay.
909.
We'll get pictures of that target, but you guys can see pretty clearly a slight scope adjustment here, and we're probably sub MOA with this gun, if not like super close. So MOA would be 1/2 inch at 50, center to center. I'd have to measure it, but I mean, I'm looking at that and I think we are pretty darn close. So we go from, on the firearm, definitely 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. We have some variation. Again, ammo could be the difference, right? This is just plinking ammo. Plinking ammo out of an inexpensive gun. This gun's $1,200. The ammo is cheaper, but it's precision ammo. But you also then have to gear, right? So you have all these variables going on. What about if we put on steel targets? And let's see, we'll shoot at 50, 75, and 100. I've got this gun here. We'll do this one first. We'll end the video with the firearm. And I will shoot 5 shots on the pig, 5 shots on the turkey, and 5 shots on the ram. And then I'll do the same with the firearm. We'll be able to compare the group size just by the paint we blast away. So we'll do that. I'm going to get the camera set up. Be right back. Okay, guys. All right. So 5 shots on the pig, 5 shots on the turkey, 5 shots on the ram. I'm going to aim for the backside of the pig.
$905. 907. 901. 909.
Okay.
898.
Okay, that was our first real drop and any sort of significance on this gun. All right, let me move that camera to 75. Now, one of the questions you guys might have is how many shots do you get per fill? So we fill this with high pressure air, either using a scuba tank, hand pump, compressor, whatever. This gun gets like 40 shots or so before you're gonna want to put some more air in it. So that's pretty cool. There are other guns that get a lot more, some that get a lot less. All depends on what you're looking for. Now, when we switch, now we have to start thinking about drop. And I'm thinking, I'm going to shoot right about, I'm going to go for like the first big hash. I'm going to shoot here towards the neck, and let's see where we hit. Right there.
901.
Okay, so that is, okay, I have a basic aim point. I'm going to aim a little higher and take my 5 shots.
897. 893. 898, 891, 890.
Exceptional. Like really, really good. Okay. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and put some pellets in here. We'll move the camera out to 100 and then we'll be done with this. Then we're going to switch off the firearm and see how we do. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video or are enjoying this video. If you want to see more of this, more of these types of comparisons, again, not versus, that's not what we're looking to do, but just give you guys an idea of what options are out there, please let us know because we could certainly make more of this happen. Let me go change the camera. I'll be right back. Okay. 100 yards starts getting trickier. We were there. I'm going to go here. I'm going to shoot for the right shoulder of the ram. Let's see where I hit. Right there, a little lower.
890.
I'm going to use that mark on my mil dot. I'm going to aim a little bit higher, and here we go.
893. 891. 884. 880. 878.
Okay, guys. If you're not used to air guns and you're used to firearms, let me just tell you, this is one hell of a nice shooting gun. We're starting to see some drop in our velocity now because we're kind of getting lower on our pressure, but it has not impacted our accuracy at range. At 100 yards, take the first shot out. That's what we're getting. Pretty doggone good out of an air gun. Quiet. We're talking about energies, about 30 foot-pounds. Completely effective on small game. Rabbit, squirrel, jackrabbit, raccoon, possum, groundhog. You have all of those are well within this gun's reach. And you heard how quiet it is. And with accuracy, prairie dogs. Oh, you could smack the crap out of some prairie dogs with this thing. They have pellets that are called the Hades pellets. They have a wonderful, like, looks like a nuclear symbol. They expand wonderfully on impact. Just awesome hunting pellets. The same exact weight as these. So you can target shoot with these, hunt with the Hades. That's what they're made for. They run great in this gun. You're seeing, if you're new to air guns, if you're a firearms person, you're watching this, hopefully this inspires you to consider air guns. Let me grab our Savage. We're going to start over back at 50. We're going to see how it does. Yeah, at least you don't have to fill that one up, right? We just load it with some bullets. Be right back. I hope you guys are having fun with this. I certainly am. Now this is going to be like a whole nother ball game, right? Can't not put pellets in my gun. I have to use bullets. So this is going to move that pig around quite a bit. All right, so we saw what happened when we shot with pellets. Right on the money, but didn't seem like it was moving that steel too much. So you guys know that's AR 500 steel. Heavy stuff. I can shoot that with my AR. Doesn't even mark it. It's awesome. All right, here we go. We'll start at 50. And I'm going to aim for the left shoulder of the pig. Here we go.
1,257. 1,280. 1,288. 1,250.
Okay.
1,287.
I mean, if I was hunting something with the kill zone, it'd be gone, right? But you can see the difference. The air gun's more accurate. Isn't that crazy? I would not have thought that, right? Is that what you would think? Is that what you, as a firearms person, would have thought? Oh, an air gun's going to be more accurate than my firearm? I would not have thought that, but time and time again, unless you have like a match grade Anschutz or something that you're shooting here, or a CZ or something like that, now you're talking like big dollars, as much as that is, right? If not more. It's hard to compete with air guns for accuracy. And let me just tell you, yes, that's a $1,100, $1,200 gun. I can do that with air guns with a $400 air gun, right? just to give you an idea. I just happen to really, really like that gun. All right, let me go change the camera. We'll switch to 75 yards. This is one super nice thing about firearms though, right? If you have, I think I was going to say that ammo is much easier to just load in a mag than it is to try and hand pump an air gun. There was a time when the 22s, like you couldn't get them. I don't know, it was many, many years ago. I forgot when it was really heavy. I moved out here in 2018, and it was a couple years before then. So 15, 16, 17 in that range. You couldn't actually buy a 22 long rifle without spending, I mean, this would have been several $100s. Crazy, right? Now it's gone back to not quite what it used to be, but pretty close. Yeah, I mean, this is great. I mean, I'm thinking I'll probably get my other 22s out. I'm going to go to Academy and pick up some ammo and, yeah, do that because this is fun. I don't have to fill my gun up, but I'm not going to, like, replace my air guns with this as in the same way I wouldn't replace this with my air guns. It just gives me more options to have fun out here on my range. 75 yards. Okay, gosh, this scope is so nice. This is not going to have much drop, so I'm going to aim to the left and see where we hit. Oh, it went way right. Bummer, messed up my other group. All right, well, I'm going to maintain my hold. Just see what we get. Okay. So that is, what, a 4-inch difference there? Let's take another shot here. It's kind of wiggling there, and there it is. 4. Okay.
1,301.
I gotta aim my crony more towards the target. All right. This is at 50 yards, we're like pretty good. 75 yards, this thing really starts to open up. Now let's see what it does at 100, right? Let me move the camera, be right back. This is our last hurrah here. All right, so I was shooting on this at 100 yards with like 1.5 mil holdover, plus or minus. So we're gonna give that a shot. Let's see how she does. I was like 3 mils on the air gun. So a lot less drop. It's moving faster. Bullets don't drop like pellets. So all of that, if you, let's say we had the right ammo, the right gun, and we could maintain that sort of MOA-ish or 2 MOA accuracy, well, obviously firearms would be like sweet. Shooting MOA is way harder than people think. It is way harder than you think. So let's see what we get here at 100. All right, I'm going to aim for the backside of the ram. Let's see how she does. Okay.
1,276.
That was exactly where I was aiming.
200.
That was beautiful.
75.
And that miss, you got to be kidding me.
255.
Oh, you know what? I think I used the wrong mil dot. That one didn't count. There it is.
1,200.
That one, that was my fault. This is doing pretty good. Oh, bummer.
1,200.
Had to go and say
92. 1,275.
Okay. Actually shot a little bit better at 100 yards than it did at 75. Guys, that I think is pretty cool stuff. We could take a look at, and Cheryl, you know what to do here. You put some pictures up for me. We could take a look at our 50-yard target and the accuracy. Look, this is a very inexpensive firearm, right? It's not a match gun. Well, neither is that. It's a sporter. This is a sporting rifle. That's a sporting rifle. But if I was shooting rabbit or whatever, I'm good 50 yards, no problem. When I start looking at 75 and 100 yards, things start getting really questionable really fast with this thing with small game. Now, You know, I've put maybe a couple hundred rounds to it today. It's probably due for a good barrel cleaning. We'll do that. This may not be the right ammo. I don't have a place I can go get 30 different types of 22 caliber long rifle. I bet you don't either, right? So you're going to go down to your local store, you pick up what's off the shelf, and you're going to shoot it. To me, pellets seem to be a lot easier to get hold of. So for me, if I'm just shooting for accuracy and I'm not trying to kill something, and I'm not hunting, I'm just punching paper, I'm just shooting for groups, I'm just seeing, you know, precision type stuff, to me, I think the check mark for me goes to the Airgun. Yes, you can be a lot more money to get started, but once you're in it and you can fill it, you know, it's 20 bucks for 500 rounds. You can buy a lot of pellets for 100 bucks, let me just say. And if you just like sitting here and super quiet, you can moderate it, you can get great results and just have a ball. That's why I love Airguns. Now, this is fun too. It's fun to pull the trigger, hear the crack, hear the steel go bang and watch it swing. All of that's very fun too. So they both have their place. They both have their purpose. And it's, again, it's not one or the other. It's what do you like to do? If you've never shot air guns, you're mostly a firearms guy. If you never shot air guns, hopefully this gave you an idea of maybe I might want to take a look at some air guns. Again, that's a pretty pricey one. But again, Airguns of Arizona, great place to look. They have stuff at all different price ranges. So you don't have to go high end. You can start like with a Gauntlet or something like that. The Gauntlet SL, super nice gun. And it is pretty close to that for accuracy. And it's regulated. So you have a lot of cool features there. Just so much out there these days. When I started, not nearly as much. Today, the airgun market has exploded with options and features and abilities at really crazy, really good prices. So if you're into shooting, it's your thing, and you've never tried an airgun, now may be the time. If you have questions, comments, whatever, put them down in the video description. I want to say a huge thank you to all of our sponsors that help us do what we do. We have Gateway to Airguns, which our forum, we have our .com pages, AirgunWeb, we have Airgun Army. I mean, we have, if you want to help us directly, we have our Patreon page. You guys out there watching are awesome. We appreciate all your support for almost, we're going to be hitting 20 years here coming up. So that's a long time we've been doing this. Super huge thank you to you guys for all your support, what you've been doing to help us keep doing what we're doing. Again, if you have questions, comments, put them down in the video description. My name is Rick here with Gateway Airguns and AirgunWeb. Thanks for watching. So, fun factor is there for both, right? I'm going to, oh, good catch, huh? Not really, it fell over. All right, there we go.